The X-Zone radio and TV show is largely an opinion talk show. All opinions, comments, or statements of fact expressed by Rob McConnell's guests are strictly their own and are not to be construed as those of the X-Zone radio and TV show or in any manner endorsed by Rob McConnell, Relmar McConnell Media Company, Talkstar Radio Network, its affiliated stations, or employees.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
To the X-Zone, everyone. My name is Rob McConnell, and for the next 4 hours, I'm your host and your guide as together we cross the time-space continuum to this place that I call the X-Zone. It's a place where people dare to believe and dare to be heard. It's a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. And the X-Zone comes to you Monday through Friday from 10 p.m. Eastern until 2 a.m. Eastern, right here live and around the world on the Talkstar Radio Network, X-Zone TV, let me see, on shortwave and on internet streaming on TalkStarRadio.com. I nearly said happy Thanksgiving, everyone. It's happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I hope that each and every one of you had a lovely Valentine and that you told all the people that are very close to you, that mean something to you, that you love them. And you know what? You should do that every day of the year. And why don't we make that a little tradition, huh? Here in the X-Zone. Tell the people that you love them, and try and make one person happy each and every day. Does that sound better? There you go. Let me see. On tonight's show, we have Jim Humble. He's going to be joining me talking about just imagine life with no more pills. He's a renowned holistic expert, and he's going to be naming kitchen remedies that overcome all diseases. Dan T. Hall will be talking about ghost stories and his movie Walking with the Dead. Dr. David Gruder is going to be talking about the best defense against cheating. And, of course, tonight is Thursday. That means Cal Korff will be joining us from the Czech Republic for another edition of Cal's Corner. If you'd like to give us a call and join the conversation at any time, our toll-free number is 1-877-528-8255. That's toll-free at 1-877-528-8255. Our email address is xzone@talkstarradio.com. On MSN Messenger, you can chat with me live by simply going to our MSN address, talkstarradio@hotmail.com, and our two websites, www.xzoneradio.com. And to watch and listen to the show live from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, just go to www.xzonetv.com. Today is February the 14th, and on this date in 1788, the American ship Ranger arrived in France, the first ship to bear the brand new flag of the United States of America. On this date in 1848, President Polk became the first U.S. president to be photographed. The very first trainload of oranges left Los Angeles bound for eastern U.S. markets on this date in 1886. On this date in 1876, both Alexander Graham Bell and Elisha Gray applied for patents on the telephone. It was on this date in 1918 that Leon Douglas unveiled his invention of a color movie projector. And on this date, Elton John married a woman in Sydney, Australia in 1984. Her name was Renette Blowell, and the marriage lasted just under 5 years. He married a woman. Marriage broke up. I wonder why. I guess she was tired of him wearing her clothes. Today is Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. By the way, Rob Thomas is a Valentine's Day baby. He turns 36 today. Put the card away. He's taken. And Teller of Penn and Teller turns 60 today. Is he the quiet one or the noisy one? And Valentine's Day, a day that celebrates the feast of two Christian martyrs of this name. Both history and legend are vague as to the contradictory facts and details about these two Valentines. An old legend has it that birds chose their mates on Valentine's Day. Now, it's one of those widely observed unofficial holidays. So, once again, to one and all, a very, very happy Valentine's Day. When we return from this 2-minute break, I will be speaking to our first guest tonight, Jim Humble. We're talking about holistic medicine here on the X Zone as we commence this show for Thursday, February the 14th, Valentine's Day, live and around the world from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, on the Talkstar Radio Network. Don't go away, X Zone Nation. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
I'm fixing a hole where the rain gets in and stops my mind from wandering where it will go. I'm filling the cracks that ran through the door.
Jim Humble is our special guest. Jim is the author of The Miracle Mineral Supplement of the 21st Century, from which he donates all above profits to a charity of overcoming malaria in Africa, and he is an active member of the Kinnaman Foundation. Jim was an aerospace researcher for 25 years. He set up the testing of A-bombs, worked on lunar rover space vehicle, and tested electronic systems for ICBMs. He wired the first computer or operated machine and invented the first automatic garage door opener and digital phone alarm system to be used in Los Angeles. Jim set up his own company specializing in gold mining equipment, creating over 200 products and authoring 5 books on gold mining and safety. He discovered MMS in 1997 and has worked with it ever since, helping thousands of people since that time. Now, X Zone Nation, just imagine not being held ransom by medical profession and the pharmaceutical companies. Imagine not needing to worry if you didn't have to didn't have to pay full health insurance. And imagine the thousands of dollars you would save each year if you didn't have to rely on a handful of pills every day. Well, Jim Humble's here today to talk to us about preventative treatments that protects you from the flu to cancer. And Jim, welcome to the X Zone. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yes, thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
You are one busy man.
I guess so.
Gosh, everything from working on the testing of A-bombs to the lunar space vehicle, wiring ICBM systems, and now you're helping the world with your holistic knowledge.
Well, that's my pleasure to do so, and I've been to Africa to treat people over there several times.
Now, what impact will an immunity boost have to our allergies and illnesses, Jim?
Well, of course, the immunity system is the one that overcomes allergies and overcomes any kind of a disease. And so if you boost your immunity, of course you're going to have less diseases and less allergies.
What do you attribute the weakening of the human immune system to?
I attribute it mostly to various different microorganisms that begin to grow in the body and begin to infiltrate through all the systems of the body and that sort of thing. I think that the body can mostly be cured just by killing most of the microorganisms that exist in the body, and health can be restored mainly by doing that.
Now, I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
My discovery was down in South America when I was prospecting for gold. I took with me a water purifying chemical, and a couple of my men got malaria, and so I asked them if they would like to try a health drink from the U.S., and they certainly wanted to, because they were laying in their bed very sick with fever and chills and with aching pains and throwing up and that sort of thing, and so I give them a drink, and they both were well in 4 hours.
Wow!
And it was absolutely amazing to everybody in camp, because nobody had ever seen anybody get well from malaria in 4 hours, but it actually happened. And then the next day, two more of my men came down with malaria, and I treated them, and the same thing happened. They were well in 4 hours. And after that, I traveled through the jungle in that area in my prospecting, and I treated many malaria patients, and most of them got well. Not all of them, but most of them got well. And when they did get well, they got well in a very, very short period of time, usually less than 4 hours.
Now, Jim, what was the drink that you were giving these people to get better in 4 hours?
Well, what it was there's a drink. It's available in health food stores now, and it's been available for the last 80 years here in the United States. And it's called stabilized oxygen. And I used that because I knew that cured. I took it there to purify water in the jungle, because water in the jungle is very dangerous.
Yes, very.
But it also purifies things in the body, and I learned to activate it by adding a food acid such as citric acid or lemon juice or lime juice, and that's once I learned to add that to it, all the cases of malaria were instantly cured. Now, what that does when you activate it is it causes it to release chlorine dioxide. Now, a lot of people think chlorine is very dangerous or very poisonous. It is, but chlorine dioxide is totally a different thing. It's used throughout the world to purify water in waterworks, large and small. And you put it in the waterworks. You put it in the water, and it only kills the pathogens, the disease-causing microorganisms. It doesn't kill like, for example, the fish or the beneficial bacteria that might be in the water. So and of course it does the same thing in the body. It only kills the pathogens, the disease-causing bacteria, mold, yeast, viruses. It kills them, but it doesn't affect the healthy cells of the body, and it doesn't affect healthy plants either. So it doesn't affect the beneficial bacteria that's in the body. So it's an ideal killer of disease germs, because it only attacks the disease germs and doesn't attack anything else that's in the body.
Now, you said that it only it kills the pathogens in the water, not the bacteria. So does that mean the water that we drink that has been chlorinated and gone through the system still is not that very safe to drink?
No, not at all. In the first place, a lot of the water that goes is treated with chlorine, and that's quite unsafe to drink, because chlorine is tough on your body. But when you treat it with chlorine dioxide, it only kills the pathogens.
Right.
But there are a lot of beneficial bacteria that resides in water, and there are a lot of other beneficial things that's in the water that your body needs. What you're trying to do is to avoid affecting them while killing all the bad stuff, and that is what the chlorine dioxide has the ability to do.
Now, what exactly is MMS, and is it easily obtainable?
MMS is, and that stands for Miracle Mineral Supplement, and since I wrote my book in about almost 10 months ago, I printed it 10 months ago. Since it got out, more than 10,000 bottles of MMS is being sold each month in the United States. And it's being sold because it works. And it works on cancer, it works on AIDS, it works on hepatitis A, B, and C. It works on almost any disease that you can think of, and it works quickly. And there are thousands of people, not only in Africa, that have been treated and are well now because they were treated, but there are thousands of people here in the United States that are well. I have letters from people, for example, one came in the other day from Australia where a woman was given 2 weeks to live. She had cancer of the lungs, and she started taking it, and she's back teaching school now.
Man, that's amazing. Now, has MMS been approved by the FDA?
No, MMS hasn't been approved by the FDA, and I doubt very seriously whether MMS will ever be approved by the FDA, because it's going to reduce the income of the drug companies by about 90%. So they are not going to be very happy with it.
Does MMS work on psychological disorders?
In some cases, when sometimes a psychological disorder can be caused by a physical problem of some kind.
Right.
It works on diabetes, for example. A lot of people have called me and told me that their diabetes,
but
diabetes was gone.
Diabetes is not a psychological disorder. I mean, does it work on? Does it work on?
It's not really.
Yeah. Does MMS work on, let's see, boredom and fatigue?
I'm sorry, but I don't. It doesn't work on boredom very good. But a lot of different fatigue is caused by a lot of different microorganisms, not always the same organism, but different organisms in the body. And when you kill them, it can change the energy level of the body. Yes.
Okay. Listen, Jim, you and I have to take a commercial break. Please stand by. Jim Humble's our very special guest. He is the author of The Miracle Mineral Supplement of the 21st Century. His website is www.miraclemineral.org. That's www.miraclemineral.org. Still to come on tonight's show, Dan Hall will be joining us, Dr. David Gruder, and our good friend Cal Korff. That's still tonight here on the X Zone. Toll free, X Zone Nation, if you'd like to give us a call and talk to our special guest, Jim Humble, about the Miracle Mineral Supplement of the 21st Century. Lines are now open at 1-877-528-8255. That's toll free at 1-877-528-8255, or you can send an email to xzone@talkstarradio.com. And, of course, on MSN Messenger, talkstarradio@hotmail.com. My name's Rob McConnell. I'll be back after the news as we continue here on the Talkstar Radio Network.
I feel young. I act young. I am young. I'm only 45. So imagine my surprise recently when I was attending my son's high school graduation ceremony and someone asked me which one was my grandchild. Did I look that old? And the answer was in the mirror. My wrinkles were adding years to my looks. I had to do something, but shots of Botox or a facelift was the last thing I wanted to resort to. Then a friend of mine introduced me to Hydroderm. Hydroderm is a proven anti-aging serum that helps reduce the appearance of wrinkles while encouraging a smooth, youthful look and feel to skin. Well, it worked. No more grandma face for me, and my husband hasn't looked at me like this in years. Well, call now for a free 14-day trial of Hydroderm, absolutely risk-free. Your free trial of Hydroderm is just a phone call away. Here's the number, 1-800-263-0613. Call now before this risk-free offer expires. 1-800-263-0613. Toll free, 1-800-263-0613.
Choosing someone to help guide you through deep financial waters is an important as well as very personal decision. Let me tell you good news. You have a friend in the loan business who is sincerely anxious to help you when you need it. The toll-free number, in case you ever do need it, is 1-866-464-1800. There'll be an interested, caring, and friendly voice at the other end of the line when you call Prime Pacific Capital. I know it's not every day you need advice on consolidating credit cards or getting a home loan or getting a lower interest rate, but when you do need help, that's no time to take chances. Call 1-866-464-1800 or visit www.talkstarradio.com. Call 1-866-464-1800 and introduce yourself to your friend in the money business. But don't ask for free samples. I already tried that. It doesn't work. Call 1-866-464-1800.
Hi, this is Ken Elliott. When I'm floating around the universe, I always try to tune in to Rob McConnell.
Hi-ho there, Timothy Frog on Sesame Street. When I want to find out what's going on with UFOs or ghosts, I listen to the X-Zone with Rob McConnell.
This is Les Corrigan from Target Internet Development. You're listening to Rob McConnell on the X-Zone Radio Show.
This is John Hogue, Prophecy Scholar, and you're listening to Rob McConnell in the X-Zone.
Welcome to the X-Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
I knew a man, Bojangles, and he danced for you in worn-out shoes, silver hair and ragged shirt and baggy pants, the old soft shoe. He jumped so high, and then he lightly touched down. I met him in a cell in New Orleans. I was down and out. It looked to me to be the eyes of age as the smoke ran out.
Jim Humble's our special guest. He's the author of The Miracle Mineral Supplement of the 21st Century. His website is www.miraclemineral.org. Just imagine being able to empower yourself with the destiny of your own health. Imagine facing each day safe in the knowledge that you and your loved ones are fully protected from not only just the common family illnesses like head cold or chicken pox, but from other serious conditions such as bird flu, diabetes, and yes, even cancer. It sounds like a miracle cure that could only come out of the most high-tech lab, secreted in the mountains somewhere, but the truth of it is that the main chemical has been readily on sale in health food stores for over 80 years. It just needed a tiny addition that's found in everyone's household kitchen. Former research engineer turned respected holistic medical expert John Humble has seen the results of MMS, Miracle Mineral Supplement, has on patients' immune systems for over a decade. After witnessing incredible fast cures of malaria while gold mining in South American jungles, he has subsequently been involved with curing over 75,000 people in Africa. And Jim, we're so happy that you're with us today and sharing the knowledge that you have and for telling the world about MMS. Now, Jim, the 75,000 people cured in Africa, what was the disease that they were cured of?
Well, it was mostly malaria. That's what we went over there to cure. Malaria is the worst disease of mankind. It kills more people than all the other diseases put together and all the wars. So it it is the worst disease of mankind and continues to be. And yet this chlorine dioxide kills it in 4 hours. And they go from sick to putting their clothes on and going back home in 4 hours.
Now, malaria, isn't that transmitted by mosquitoes?
Yes, it is.
What other diseases, Jim, have you witnessed firsthand and you have firsthand knowledge of that MMS has cured?
Well, when I was in Uganda, we treated people who were sent home from the hospital to die by intravenous injection, and 60% of 390 cases were well in 3 days. Now, when I say well, they were feeling good, they were feeling all right, they wanted to go back to their lives or their families, and they did. And we weren't able to test them to see if the blood was clean or not because we didn't have the money, but they got up out of bed and they went home and they felt good, so we were happy with that much.
Jim, how did you come across this miracle?
Well, it was down in the jungle that I mentioned that the first thing I did was I treated a couple of my men who got malaria, and we didn't have any malaria drugs.
Right, but how did you come up with the miracle mineral supplement? What sparked you to use it on these people in the jungle?
Well, of course, I knew that I knew that the chemical that I took with me, I knew that it would kill most of the parasites and the bacteria that was in the water. I knew that, so I felt that it had a good chance of killing the parasites that were in the body, and that's basically what sparked me to do it.
All right, but prior to going down to South America on your gold expedition, had you ever used MMS for any other ailment that you had?
Yeah. Oh, yes. I've been using the MMS, actually what was called stabilized oxygen. I've been using that for years, treating people and horses, and so I felt that it had a good chance of treating the people that was in the jungle.
Okay, so my question to you, sir, and maybe I wasn't making it clear, was where did you get the original idea or concept to use the ingredients that you did that we now know as MMS?
Well, I worked with a doctor in Las Vegas for a number of years, and I was a chiropractic doctor, and he first started using it, and of course introduced it to me, and it was at that time it was known as stabilized oxygen, and he sold it to a number of his patients, and they all said it was helping them some. So it has a long history of helping people to a certain amount for health purposes.
So would it be safe to say that if we were to increase the amount of oxygen that we took, or if we could increase the amount of oxygen within our blood system, that we could naturally immunize ourselves from a lot of the diseases that are presently plaguing us?
I don't know if it would be safe to say that, because stabilized oxygen, unfortunately, don't have any oxygen in it that the body can use. It has chlorine dioxide, and of course people thought it for years and years. People thought it was stabilized oxygen, furnished oxygen to the body, but it doesn't. It furnishes chlorine dioxide, and chlorine dioxide is an oxidizer that is much more, you wouldn't say powerful because it's actually weaker, but it furnishes a lot more ability to oxidize. So it will oxidize cells that are weak. Oxygen will oxidize all the cells, no matter what. But the stabilized oxygen will only oxidize the weaker cells and the disease cells. So it's a little bit different than oxygen.
Are there any negative side effects to MMS?
The only effects it has is immediate effects. When it seems to go into the body and kill off the disease, whatever it might be, cancer. If it kills it off too fast, the body can't rid itself of the poisons generated, and it will fast enough so it will become you'll become nauseous. You might throw up, or you might get diarrhea or something like that. But that's the worst that has ever been experienced. And actually what it produces, the chlorine dioxide, is only in the body for a couple of hours, and then it deteriorates into just plain old table salt. And when it does deteriorate into table salt, it's a tiny, tiny amount, not enough to worry about, and it leaves nothing behind, nothing to build up, nothing to create side effects or that sort of thing. So it goes into the body. It's there for a short period of time, long enough to kill a lot of bacteria and things that are bad, and then it vanishes and ain't there anymore.
Is there a chance that the person may, if they do not expel the disease or the dangerous toxins that the MMS is killing, is it possible that septicemia may set in?
Gosh, you just said a word I don't know. What is that?
All right. If let's say the person is suffering from a kidney disease.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And MMS is ingested into the system. MMS goes around killing the disease that the person has. The person's body must rid the toxic waste that has now been manufactured due to the MMS. If the person is in kidney failure or they have a bladder problem, is there a chance that the MMS could actually cause the toxins that have been killed, that are now created, to make a medical condition, a pre-existing medical condition, worse?
It's not likely if it's used according to the instructions, because the instructions that have set up is that we have them take only one drop to begin with, and just that one drop is just a small amount. Nobody notices much from one drop, but if something is going to be bad, like that condition that you're talking about, you're going to start noticing something right away, and not enough, and you're going to get an idea what it's going to cause. However, the first thing that MMS usually does is it cleans out the kidneys. Right. It kills the bacteria existing there that's really doing the damage, and it oxidizes the waste that's in the kidneys. So normally, the first thing it does is clean out the kidneys. So if you have a kidney disease, it isn't likely to hurt you any.
All right. Now, how about you said that the MMS turns into salt.
Just as I thought it was going all right, I found out I'm wrong when I thought I was right. It's always the same, it's just a shame, that's all. I could say day and you'd say night. Tell me it's black when I know that it's white. Always the same, it's just a shame, and that's all. I could live, but I won't go, though my heart might tell me so. I can't feel a thing from my head down to my toes. But why does it always seem to be me looking at you with you looking at me? It's always the same, it's just a shame, that's all.
Jim Humble's our guest this hour. He is the author of the Miracle Mineral Supplement of the 21st century, from which he donates all above profits to the charity of overcoming malaria in Africa, and he's an active member of the Kinnaman Foundation. His website is www.miraclemineral.org. Jim, before we went to the break, I was asking you how Miracle Mineral supplement works with AIDS. How does it regenerate or get the body to regenerate damaged cells?
Well, the body is a fantastic mechanism that will rebuild itself very fast once you have eliminated the poisons that is being generated by the bacteria or the virus that is doing the damage. The symptoms are mainly caused by the poisons that are being created by the virus and that's in there and doing all the damage and the damage that is being done. Now, once you've killed that virus and gotten the poisons out of there, the body regenerates itself at an amazing rate. It only doesn't regenerate itself when the poisons are there keeping it from happening. I don't say that a person gets that the guys with the AIDS in Africa, they were at the end of 3 days they were feeling good because the virus was all dead and the poisons were coming out of their body. Now they were still weak and their body was still regenerating, but they no longer had the symptoms of the sick feeling and the agony that you have when you have AIDS. Now I have other guys over in Malawi right now who a business friend over there who employs over 30 people, and out of that 30 people, about 5 of them had AIDS, and he treated them by mouth. Now, I never treated any AIDS cases by mouth. We always used injection, but he treated them by mouth, and all 5 of them were back to work in a couple of weeks.
All right, Jim, we're running out of time very fast, and I'd like to ask you this. Has anybody ever accused you of selling snake oil, and if so, how do you react to this?
Well, not very many people have. And the way I react is I say, look, don't accuse me until you've tried it. Buy a bottle. It's only $20. It'll last you a couple of years, and try it. And then once you've tried it and it don't work, then come around and accuse me. And for the most part, I have very few people accusing me of that.
Jim, I want to thank you very much for joining us. Jim Humble's been our guest. www.miraclemineral.org. Got to think about this one. When we come back from the news at the top of the hour, we're going to be speaking to Dan Hall about movies about walking with dead people. Maybe they should have drank some MMS. I'll be back on the other side of this break. X-Zone Nation at 6.5 minutes past the hour as the X-Zone continues live and around the world on the Talkstar Radio Network.